I've never seen anything like this in the 33 years I've been doing this job. Individuals here were more or less executed. You know, we don't have a bad crime that happens here about once every 3 years. But this was the one of the century. It was a horrible crime. Could be just pure evil.
For any law enforcement officer, there are cases hard to forget.
You know, I never heard about this case until I came to Edwards County Sheriff's Office.
But for Edwards County Sheriff's Chief Deputy Investigator Daryl Volkman, this one is haunting.
You wake up in the middle of the night and you think about it.
The story begins on April 16, 1968. The Ariano family, Father Manuel, his wife Monica, and his sister Rosa were traveling from Mexico with the couple's 3 children.
They were going to San Angelo because they had a newborn in the family.
But the Arianos never made it. They had a flat tire along a remote stretch of Highway 277 between Del Rio and Sonora.
He didn't have a spare, so somebody picked him up and took him to Sonora. These people just picked the wrong person.
The next morning, road crews discovered the massacre that happened overnight.
Then all of a sudden, the car was left abandoned, and there was bodies scattered everywhere.
They found the 2 children first, both under the age of 2, shot in the head and killed. And 3 miles down Highway 277, crews found the bodies of Manuel, his wife, and sister. Rosa had been sexually assaulted. And hidden in the tall grass, they found a 5-year-old boy in a pool of blood. He'd been shot twice and stabbed, but was still alive.
I do believe he saw his family killed.
The only survivor in a vicious crime that's baffled Texas lawmen for over 50 years.
It's the oldest unsolved mass murder in the United States.
A memorial stands today, the only reminder of the horrors that happened alongside this highway. And over the years, investigators have had some promising leads, but have yet to find the killer or killers.
They were on a real hot track for a while, and it just went cold for some reason or another.
And for this retired San Antonio police officer,
The longer it goes, the colder it gets.
the 20th investigator on the case.
You had Manuel Ariano. I'm sure that at the time that if you would have shot 2 of his children, he would have fought like an animal.
It's a mystery he's determined to solve.
But I always thought there was at least 2 that was in here that was suspects. I didn't think that one man could have caused all of this damage and turmoil by himself.
Former Edwards County Sheriff Don Letzinger was a deputy back then and remembers the fear that clenched 3 counties.
The feeling around was that there's somebody, maybe someone from our county here in Edwards County, someone from Sutton County, or someone out of Valverde County that's capable of murdering 5 people.
Shortly after the murders, the Texas Rangers interviewed the little boy.
Well, that's the only person to get a description from that was still alive.
The suspect description, not unusual in this rural county.
Tall, cowboy with a cowboy hat, high-top boots with his pants inside his boots.
A passing driver said he also saw a cowboy with the family earlier that day.
There's all kinds of people saying we think this is who it is, but nothing ever came of it.
But a few years later, a twist in the case. A man convicted in California of a strikingly similar crime.
They were convinced that this individual was part of it. He was the guy who fixed the flat in Sonora.
Could this man be the cowboy, reportedly seen with the family before they died?
And they went to California and got his DNA. It did not match anything that was in the evidence.
And then, decades later, Volkman thought he had another strong lead, a different man connected to the case. But DNA tests, again, were inconclusive.
I really feel that it's contaminated because in 1968, law enforcement didn't handle that type of evidence like we handle it today.
And as another year passes,
52 years old, suspects are leaving us.
Volkman still sorts through all the crime scene evidence.
I'm not able to sleep at night, and I just keep playing these photographs in the back of my mind.
Searching for the person who hides this deep, dark secret.
Someone that has remorse would have come forward by now.
And holds the key to unlock this mystery.
This thing needs to be solved.
to find justice for the only survivor of this unspeakable crime,
He needs answers.
and for the family who died on that lonely roadway.
Even if the person now is deceased, he's going to pay his price with someone else.
Vanessa Croy, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.